Hey everyone, it's Kenji. I'm sitting outside of Paseo here in Fremont, across the street from Book Larder, where I just finished a book signing, and I am about to eat one of my favorite sandwiches in the world for lunch. All right, so this thing, they write on their menu that it's the voted best sandwich in the world, and you see that on a lot of menus, voted XYZ, and usually it's just like a bunch of nonsense, but in this case, I actually know the person who decided that this was the #1 sandwich in the country. It was my friend Carrie Jones, my former colleague at Serious Eats. So Carrie Jones, she is now a great cocktail book writer. By the way, take a look at this thing. It is incredible. Caribbean roast pork. So it's slow roasted pork shoulder with caramelized onions that they cook on the flat top. It's got this really nice garlicky aioli. It's got this kind of limp romaine lettuce that I actually like on there on a baguette. Oh, and pickled jalapenos also. So my friend Carrie Jones. Wait, I'm gonna take a bite first. Oh man, as good as always. All right, so sometime like around maybe 2009 or 2010, when we were both working at Serious Eats, Carrie Jones and my other colleague Aaron Zimmer went on this sort of quest to find the best sandwich in America. So they flew all around the country. They tried sandwiches from all around the country, including in Seattle. And I remember the day that Carrie Jones sent a picture back to the office saying, "I just had the best sandwich I've ever had in my life from Paseo." So the first time I actually tasted this sandwich was when she brought it back cold on an airplane, and I tasted it the next day, and it was mind-blowingly good, even then, cold the next day. And then, of course, the first time I came back to Seattle after that, in the early 2010s, I guess, I came and tried the sandwich hot, and my mind was also blown. It was amazing. There's a bunch of controversy around this place. I think the original owner, this guy Lorenzo, he retired. The business went bankrupt. He sold it to somebody who revived it, started it again, and a bunch of the former cooks were still there, so the old recipes were remembered. And so they're still serving the same old recipes, but Lorenzo's sons also opened a new sandwich shop called Bien, which has a very similar menu, very similar sandwich. You know, I'm not going to wade into the debate about which one's better. They're both fantastic, but this is the sort of the original spot. Maybe you don't consider it original anymore since it's not the original owner anymore. But to me, it tastes the same as it always has. There's another place in town called Bongo's, which is by Green Lake, that also serves a similar sandwich. I actually really like Bongo's. It's an old converted gas station. We'll talk about it some other time. That has like this sand on it, so it feels like you're on a beach in the middle of the city. What I like about them is that they serve ripe plantains as opposed to just the plantain chips they serve at this place. But anyhow, I'm blathering again about non-important stuff. So these onions are really part of the key. They call them caramelized, but they're not really. They kind of cook them. They cook them on a flat top until they're slightly browned, and then they put them into a pot where they kind of stew for a while. It's similar to how Seattle hot dogs, a really good Seattle-style dog, does its onions, where they start them on a grill and then finish them in like a wok or a pot where they kind of stew together. So they retain some crunch. They retain a bit of that raw onion bite to them, but they get some sweetness from the caramelized edges. So I think it's really the key to the sandwich. It is a sloppy one. Drippingly good. Roast pork is shoulder that's been marinated, slow cooked. I don't know how long they cook it, but they cook it just right. Man, so good. So tender, so juicy. Multiple napkin affair here. They, of course, have other stuff on the menu too, although I don't usually stray very far from the roast pork sandwich. I always get the corn. So the corn they cook directly on top of a gas grill, like the flame of a gas grill. You can see them just chuck it on top of the 6-burner saute station there. It's done in the style of like elote, so like a spicy mayonnaise, shredded cotija, cilantro, spices. Really good side. I don't know much else to say about this place. They have a few locations now. They got one here. They got one over. You go towards Golden Gardens, like on the west side by the beach. They got a location up there. I think they have another one as well. But anyhow, Paseo, as Carrie Jones rightfully said, one of the best sandwiches in America. If you come to Seattle, you definitely have to have this, or at least have one from here, or Bien or Bongo's, because they're all pretty similar. It's just so good. All right, guys, gals, non-binary pals. See you next time. Oh, by the way, as I mentioned earlier, we are across the street from Book Larder, which is a local cookbook shop here in Seattle. I go there every month to sign and personalize my books. That's The Food Lab, The Walk, and Every Night is Pizza Night, my children's book. So if you want a copy of my books, signed, personalized, shipped anywhere in the world. You can order them from booklarder.com, and you'll get them within about a month. If you want them in time for the December holidays, 2023, order it by November 27th, and they will ship to you wherever you are, and I'll make them out to whoever you'd like. So for you or your friends or your enemies or whoever you want to send a book to, personalized, I will go do that. All right, now for real, guys, gals, non-binary pals, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.